I think it's already. Oh, it's.
So, I suppose it started. Mr. Tenschert.
I think my recording hasn't started yet, but
It's okay. Please.
otherwise you can send it to me. Yeah, I think it's recording now.
It's okay. You can start. Maybe you can start right now. It's okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So, Mr. Tenschert, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it very much. And today we have this online interview for our investigation of Gestalt therapy education throughout the world.
Yeah.
I have several questions. They're just simple, I suppose, I hope. And the first one, could you please tell us some words about yourself? How did you become a Gestalt therapist? And how you became maybe the head of your specialty in your institute?
I came to therapy through personal issues. I had, as a young man, I had some difficulties that came up again and again, and I had a friend who told me about the group where she went, and when she left that group, I joined it. Yeah, so it was just interest of how can what I didn't know anything about psychotherapy, and I just joined this group. And I was in this group for, I think, a year. I'm not sure if I remember it right. And then I switched to individual therapy because some topics I had the feeling I could not talk about in the group so well. And a bit by I didn't choose that. They were both Gestalt therapists. I mean, my friend told me about this group. It was a Gestalt therapist. I didn't care. Yeah, I just went there, and they were both very good experiences. And I worked as a social pedagogue at that time, and then I started to become more interested in psychotherapy and a little bit in theory, not much. And then I started the training. The training is very regulated in Austria. We have a law, psychotherapy law since 1991, and which established psychotherapy as an individual, a separate profession, separate from other professions. And so I started the education.
You said you were a social pedagogue. It's suitable for social education, or you had to take separate courses? Like
it's a separate. The psychotherapy training is completely separate thing.
And how did you came to the head of your department?
We are a democratic institution. We are a non-profit democratic institution. The whole building of the ÖAGG, of which we are part. This is an organization that was founded in 1959 already.
1959.
Yeah, 1959. Then the Gestalt therapy joined in the 1970s, early 1970s, 1971, I think. And then no, I think it was later, 1970 something. And we are elected. We have different layers in this organization. It has 6 different psychotherapy methods that are taught. Partial institutes, and that's what we also are. We are a partial institute within the ÖAGG.
But on the website, like Gestalt therapy for families, for like kids, yeah?
No. It's more. It's like we have group psychoanalytic, we have group dynamics, we have psychodrama, we have integrative therapy, we have I don't remember all, and there are different modalities.
Yeah, different modalities.
And ours is Gestalttherapie. My institution is Gestalttherapie within that bigger organization.
Yeah.
And we are elected, like the heads of our we are a group that leads the institute, and we are elected. Once a year we have a meeting where all members, all people are members, all trainees are members also. All graduates who want to stay members are there, can be there, and teachers also. And we elect.
And you have elections.
Team.
Okay.
And we are a team of in the team I am the head. Then there's 2 trainers, there's 2 graduated therapists and 2 candidates, which we call them candidates. They are in trainees. And we are the leading team of the institute.
Okay,
Within
thank you. It's like a lot of small issues, like.
But they are important. They're very important. For me, this is something that I miss very much in other institutions that I get to know. That that they are not very many depend on individual persons, which have very much power and very much influence. And of course, we also have people who have a lot of influence because they are there for a long time. But I think it's important that we change that from time to time, and that people get elected and different people lead the
I have not noticed this, like in other institutions. I find it also very useful to have these elections. I would like to ask you a question that I like very much. How do you think, who is Gestalt therapist? How would you define this role?
I think there are very many different ways of being Gestalt therapist.
But who is? Who is?
And I support that. So I think in our training, we try to help people develop their way of being Gestalt therapist. And there are people who tend to who have specialties. Some maybe a little bit more in the expert direction. Some are more dialogical. It's we have different styles. Yeah, also depending on where we come from. Some people work in hospitals, work in psychosomatic hospitals. They have very much more a clinical view on how they do Gestalt therapy, and others are more in the experimental self-development. We can be very different. Some are more using creative media. Some do it less. We don't need that for Gestalt therapy. Gestalt therapy can be is very much a way of meeting. How we meet our clients, and each of us has to develop their own way of doing that.
But how would you describe this role? Who is Gestalt therapist?
I think what we have in common is that, or at least we should have in common, in my opinion, is that we openly meet the other person as a person. Yeah, we as a person, the other as a person, notice what happens between us, notice what happens in the relationship, that we are interested in the experience of the client, of the other, and that we experiment with it. Yeah, that we stay open. We don't have we try not to narrow down our view of the other. And not only notice the difficulties, or not only notice like a diagnosis, but always try to meet the person and to grasp how it is to be with that person, and to work with them on their difficulties.
Yeah, for sure, without like diagnosis. Okay, thank you. Could you please tell some words about your institution, and how is education organized in your institution?
Well, as I already said, the democratic part is important for us. We have that from bottom up. Yeah, we have like in the groups, in the therapy, in the training groups, we have candidates who are speakers of the group, and we have candidates who represent all candidates in the leading team, in our team. We have regional groups, like in Austria, in the different regions. Each region has a group where they try to keep in contact and make meetings and discussions, and so this is really important for us. Then within that organization, we have the teachers. Yeah, the teachers are not. Yeah, the trainers are not elected. Yeah. That's not the democratic way.
Position,
it is in a way, because the group of trainers they choose who can join them. So, and it's a big group of trainers. We have 40 trainers about. So it's and of course there's a lot of discussion and meeting the new people, and this is also a democratic process, but it's only the trainers who are taking part of it.
Only trainers, yeah. Maybe do you have in mind
about the training?
Sorry?
You want to know about the training, how the training is organized?
Maybe no. Maybe do you maybe do you have in mind some advantages or disadvantages in education? Maybe you would change something, yeah.
From our institute.
Yeah.
Well, I think what is really good in our institute is that we have so many trainers, and that we have rules like that. Trainees have their training with very many different trainers, so they must not have like personal therapy and the group trainers. They are different trainers.
Yeah, sure.
Also, the supervisors are different. Yeah, so they are not. Also, we have mostly we have 2 trainers in each seminar. We try to have men and women also. And
they're
also,
like the main, yeah.
Yeah.
And then some guests.
No, we don't have guests.
Like guest trainers, no?
No, we don't have guest trainers. They have other trainers from that training, from the trainers group. Yeah. The clinical seminars, for example, they have with different trainers again. Yeah. But they're all part of our organization. We nearly don't have guest trainers. Sometimes, very few. Sometimes we do.
We have it from time to time, like we have the main trainers, and from time to time, maybe some guests. That's off top a little bit.
So I think that's really a big advantage of our institution, that the trainers group is so big. What I don't like so much is that we, out of organizational reasons, we have more closed training groups, where people make nearly all training in one group. When I made the training in my time, we had only the training group as a closed group, but then we had all seminars with others. And I liked that a lot. But it's out of organizational reasons that we cannot do that anymore. I had to wait, for example, for a year, so a seminar starts that I needed to conclude my training. Because it just not enough people wanted to make that seminar, so it did happen. And that's not possible anymore.
It takes some time.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think in professional identity of Gestalt therapy, how it's formed during the training process, during the education? What helps to form it?
Well, our training is The first 2 years are self-experience, self-development, and this is a to us very important part of the training. Yeah, this and the individual therapy are like working on your own personality, on your own being, and this is a very important part. The third year of the training group, we work in groups, in the group in triads. We work therapeutically, and discuss it. The people are invited to reflect their own doing, and to share it with others, and to look at it in a critical, but not in a how do you say, not in a, I don't know the English word for that, selbstgeißelnd, not in a destructive way, yeah, but in a constructive way, to look at what did we do, what did work out well, what was difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an important part. And then, of course, they from the fourth year on, they work with clients. They have 600 hours of client work that they have to do, and they are supervised both in group and individual.
600.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
120 hours of supervision, individual and group. And this is very an important part of in developing their own style of becoming a therapist, of being a therapist. I think that's the most important part.
Okay. Thank you. My next question is about ethical issues. How do you think what most ethical issues arise during training? Do you have any, maybe? Yeah.
Yes, of course. We had ethical issues when I joined. When I was a candidate, I was a speaker for the candidates in my institution, and we had a case there of a teacher who had sexual relationships with clients, with trainees, and he was excluded. Then we had a case of a trainer who had alcohol problems that affected the therapies, and it was also difficult with the candidates and with the trainees and with him, and to work with that and to solve that. Then we had difficulties with institutions where the trainees practiced, because not all of them were good. And they were sometimes like misusing the candidates for other works and for other things, and it's difficult for the trainees to it's difficult to
defend, maybe,
and stand up against that. In their role. That was difficult also. And of course, when trainees have problems themselves, when trainees get ill, like psychic illnesses or psychic difficulties, which led also to exclusions, for example, of trainees. These are difficult. These are very difficult issues.
You have special department for ethical issues?
Yeah, we have for trainees, we have a person who is the first that they can address, and also for other members, or for clients who are in therapy with somebody who is a member of us. We have special persons who are there. And then when there is a case, there's a group joining together that are working on it, that has to be chosen each time, because they should not be involved in any way with the people.
Case.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we have the
We
same.
also have an ethics seminar in our training, which is important to us.
Yeah. In overall, about your department and your institution, how do you think what is biggest challenges in the future?
I think we have a lot to do with the Austrian situation. Yeah, in Austria, we have a new psychotherapy law since 2025, and which leads to psychotherapy being taught partially in universities. This was not the matter up until now. We have cooperations with universities, but this is all on a private, private. How do you say? People have to pay it privately.
Yeah.
It's not an ordinary university studying. And this is they want to change that, and this is not yet well developed. We are developing it with the universities, and universities are not very easy partners for us to cooperate with, because they are huge and big and have to we have to fit in their scheme.
Yeah, they have a lot of instructions, laws, regulations. Yeah, they have. Yeah.
And so that is really a difficult thing for us. Yeah, we try to preserve as much as possible from what is important to us in psychotherapy. Yeah, and so that it will always be part of the psychotherapy training, but it is not easy.
It takes a lot of time and effort.
Yes, and it's all not paid at all. We have to do a lot of work for the public, which is not paid at all. Yeah.
It was my first, next question. What are your biggest challenges as a head of your department?
Well, as I said, these university things, negotiations, laws that sometimes change, like they just changed in Austria the law that people cannot take how do you say, take something like a sabbatical from their jobs, a paid sabbatical, where they can do
sabbatical
education.
leave.
And many of our students had that, and used that for making a practicum, for example, working in a clinic, and so people who it's getting more and more difficult for them to do that. If you're working in a job and then you have to do a practicum, you say that in English. You have to work in a clinic, for example, for 3 months.
Yeah.
It's not really easy to do that. So, so these are difficult things. Very basic organizational things are getting on my nerves, and they're really a lot. Yeah. And money is difficult. Yeah. We're trying to find a balance, since the trainees have to pay the training, and it's very expensive.
Sure.
Training costs around 40,000 euro.
You mean training, like per 4 years?
For the whole training.
The whole training, yeah.
And we try to balance that. We try to keep it as low as possible, but also not to exploit ourselves completely. Yeah. So these are difficult things. Yeah,
because it's a very special profession. You need to know and be able to do a lot to not to harm people, as the first rule of such people, not to harm. Yeah, thank you very much. Maybe you would like personally to add something to people who should know more about Gestalt therapy in general.
To Gestalt therapy in general?
Yeah.
Like not to our training, you mean?
Well, yeah, it's my personal question, like maybe to people who doesn't know about Gestalt therapy. What do you think is important to know?
Well, I'm a bit surprised because I thought this is more about like comparing trainings in different countries, and
Maybe
not
you
so
can
much for
tell
people who
something
know.
about your institution in your country. What we should know more.
Well, Gestalttherapie is a I think it is much about the experience of getting in contact
Sure.
with another, and also on what kind of relationship forms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we all we are not, as we know from phenomenology, we don't exist without others. We have developed in contact and in relationships, and this is part of our being. And Gestalt therapy should be a place where my experience as a client is in the center of attention. What is happening now? How do I experience things? What are difficult? What do I experience as difficult? Uh, how can I experiment with it? How can I get more open to be free to develop again? We are developing all the time, and Gestalt therapy is helping us to notice that.
Yeah.
And I hope it is a place that is not only centered on difficult things, on difficult feelings, but on all of our feelings, on our complete whole being in this world, and also on the things that we enjoy and that make us great and make us be part of this living experience.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. It was actually my last question. Maybe for the last minutes, I also a little bit like forget to ask you. We have this tendency to make now like formal questions. So where are you now? What is your position? Maybe if it's okay for you, what is your age and marital status? Just like general information for our database.
Yeah, my name is Herr Tenschert. I live in Vienna, Austria. I'm here in my practice now, in my office, a part of the practice. And I'm head of the Institute Fachsektion Integrative Gestalttherapie im ÖAGG, difficult name. I'm a trainer and supervisor here. I am 62 years old. I'm married. Well, that's it.
That's it.
Mhm.
Thank you very much for your time.
I'm a
It
bit
was
surprised it's already over because it's not so. I thought it takes an hour. We would take an hour. Okay.
I would like to end the recording
Mm-hmm.
and then come back to you with a little bit like final I don't know like resolutions about the future steps.
Mm-hmm. I have some things that I didn't mention yet and that I would like to mention about our
Great,
training.
great. I'm open to it. Thank you that you
Yeah.
told me. Yeah.
Because this is important. This is important, and it makes our institute maybe a bit special. Um, we have we have many like clinical after that part of the training, a training group, 3 years, and methodological seminars like creative media and scenic work and body
Mm-hmm.
work. We have many clinical seminars. Yeah, we have seminars on psychosomatics. We have seminars how do you say, dependencies, on trauma therapy, on and this on also on structural problems. These are very important to us. Yeah, and it's a way of like including knowledge that comes also from other parts of psychology or other medical views, and we try to include that in our training.
You started with clinical.
It's called clinical seminars.
Yeah. So you have clinical seminars for all this, like trauma, like but something about body, so and so on. And you suppose I'm sure you know a little bit or more or less about other institutions. Do you suppose you have more than other institutions? This
Yes,
clinical
I do. Yes, I do. So I mean, there are of course institutions who have separate trainings, like
Yeah,
how do you call that? After the formal training, you make additional
additional
advanced
courses.
trainings, like
Yeah.
for example in Italy, they have great programs, yeah,
We have like
like advanced training
specialties.
programs, yeah.
We have like specialties, and in special course for usually it's for 1 year and it's dedicated to
Yeah.
one issue.
But we have that included at least a little bit. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one seminar each, so it's not a really an advanced training in trauma. Yeah. It's just one seminar, but it is an introduction to these topics, and I think this is very important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, we have advanced trainings on some topics like children and children therapy, then trauma. We have an advanced training program. We have, and for couples and sexual issues, we have we have also advanced trainings after that we offer.
Yeah. Are these obligatory for or like becoming a psychotherapist, or it's like if you want to?
The advanced trainings are not. The advanced trainings are not obligatory. The clinical seminars are part of our training, and they are you have to do them if you want to graduate.
Yeah.
All our trainees do them.
Yeah. Maybe you can tell about disadvantage of your institution.
Well, as I already said, it's expensive. I think this is.
Yeah.
I think all the trainings in Austria are expensive. We are not especially expensive, but we are on the more expensive side, which is also because we do not want to cut down our hours for personal trainings. We have 120 hours now, personal trainings. Others have 80 hours. We used to have 150. I think that was better. But so I think there are qualitative issues why we have to be so expensive. But this is of course not good for the trainees, because who can afford that? Yeah, there are many people who cannot afford to make a training like that, and this is a problem.
Yeah.
The other disadvantage that I already told you is that we have we make the trainings in closed groups pretty much. Yeah. And I think, well, it's necessary, but it's not the best thing. I think it would be better to be like if the clinical seminars could be like more open and not be in the same group. So you meet more people, more different influences. That I would like that personally, but that's just an organizational necessity.
Yeah. Organizational necessity. So, what do you think maybe the biggest challenge of Gestalt therapy in the future? Maybe do you combine it with the technologies?
Um, Well, we have already gotten used to including online since COVID. Yeah, we were very much
Yeah.
against that at the beginning. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and in Austria, it was not even not allowed. It was not allowed to do therapy online. Yeah.
Really? Like legally?
Mhm. Yeah, legally, and it was
Oh.
only opened. Actually, it has been opened only for COVID time. Yeah, because then they said, okay, in COVID time you may do therapy
Yeah.
online, and now in the new law it is allowed to do some parts of the therapy online. So it's still not allowed to do
Mm-hmm.
online therapy, only online therapy with a client. So we have restrictions there, but we gotten used to it. I still enjoy a lot more to work in presence and not
Of course.
online, but I do some work in online now too. With use of artificial intelligence, I I don't think this would change the landscape of psychotherapy. I don't think it will change the experience of gestalt therapy or the experience of being in personal therapy with another person. I think this is something that will always be something different. I do not think that artificial intelligence can change that completely. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really afraid. Um, it will take it will I don't know. Maybe it will even help some clients, yeah, that they get in contact with with like if it's a way of reflecting on yourself. If you talk with a machine, maybe for some people
Mm-hmm.
this is the first step. I think
That's the first step, yeah.
they
Mm-hmm.
will soon notice that it is something different if they come to a person, if they come to a therapist in person. So I'm not really. I don't think we can be. We can be. How do you say?
Afraid
I
to
don't replaced.
replaced. No, yeah, I think too, because we're based on personal, real offline experience and how machine can fix it.
And we're noticing it every day in our practices that people
Mm-hmm.
blossom when they come in contact with others. Yeah, and
A
that
beautiful
this
word.
is
Mm-hmm.
really strengthening and helping uh, to to be themselves and to yeah, this is something we notice every day and we experience every day.
A beautiful choice of words. Blossom. People
Mhm.
blossom. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, our time is almost up. Maybe you have some words to tell just to the audience.
Mhm. Well, I don't know. I think maybe one thing that I didn't mention enough. Individuals, we also our clients, we are part of a society, a part of society, and the what happens outside, what happens in our groups, in our families, or what happens in our societies, in
Mm-hmm.
our political landscape that we live in, affects very much of how we experience being in this world, and it is important that we can participate in that, and that we can claim
Mm-hmm.
our share, that we can participate in processes, in social processes. And this should always be part of psychotherapy. Psychotherapy should never narrow down its view to only individual problems and only what can the individual change what can we change in ourselves, but also how can we change our societies? How can we change our relationships? And this is a very has been from the beginning of Gestalt therapy has been an important perspective, and it is also for us today. Like being part of an open and diverse and participating society is an important goal for helping. It's an important goal to help people to be able to be part to do that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, your thoughts.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope it was somehow informative. I don't know. I don't have the overview of how well this was, how informative this was.
It was, for me personally, it was really informative. But like in our research, we will share with you the information a little bit later. I will end recording.